It is a new season with the Burton Albion England DNA series, and it is still, though, the same problems. Welcome back, everybody, to our Burton Albion England DNA series. Yes, we can't really score many goals, we can't really figure out a perfect tactic, and we are struggling to really kick on as a team in more recent years. And the current league table looks like this. So the teams you can't see, Memkidon's in the relegation zone on 15. So we're currently a few points clear right now, but it's close, obviously. And that's on the back of 4 points in the last 2 games, which has helped us out quite a bit. Yeah, it's frustrating. We're going to see some more stuff together. I'm making constant tactical tweaks. I've not really settled on anything just yet. This is currently where I'm at. And the reason for this tactic is as follows. Okay, so think of it like a 2-3-5. So the wide playmakers will still end up in this sort of area. You've then got one striker sort of runs in behind. So it ends up like a bit like way Pep City do at times, with the two inverted fullbacks coming in. A bit like Pep City 17-18 with Walker, Delph, Sané, Sterling, that kind of team, right? That's how it roughly looks. And you've got sort of like a De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva running in behind, though, along with the similar sort of rate as the striker, which obviously wouldn't be quite the same. But it's not meant to be a recreation anyway. It's just trying to get players into areas in possession. I was just trying to think in possession purely. How can I get us to create consistent chances through on goal, control the ball, control the game, be proactive on the front foot out of possession? How could we do all these things in a system that worked? And I was trying to sort of break up the pitch into like vertical lines. There's almost like 5 vertical lines across the pitch. So we've got basically 3 there. These 2 are sort of covered. These 2 are covered. The only areas that aren't are like the wide zones deep in the defence to retain it across the back, because we've gone the 2-3 instead of a 3-2. So once it gets past the defensive line, it's sort of these 5 and then the pivot player and maybe these 2 here. They have to sort of retain it themselves. They can't really rely on the 2 centre-backs too much to help. I mean, they're not really the best ball players anyway, so that's not exactly a bad thing. But we're going to continue to watch all this together and see how it all plays out, trying to still get the best team on the pitch. Oli Bully's got interest now, has he? He's got 7 years on his contract, though, so good luck taking him off us. I mean, he could have like an actual wing back. He's getting quicker now. Yeah, I've sort of changed my policy on the first team players in terms of individual training. I've really started to dictate the individual stuff to what they need rather than trying to create these generic players. I'm keeping it generic while they're in the 18s and 21s. When they come up to the first team, that's when we sort of really nail down with where their weaknesses are to try and make them as an all-round of a player as possible, right? The whole idea is we don't have like just, you're a CDM and that's all you can do. We're trying to create players that can do bits of everything if they need to. Like Stephen Hudson here, we're trying to make him a bit quicker now. He's a bit quicker, make his agility and dribbling up so he can do a bit more on the ball if we need him to be. He's not just a sitter and controller. I mean, what's quite with like a deep line playmaker kind of player, you can't even pass. So, I mean, he's not really a great defensive player with 11 concentration, 9 positioning, and 12 tackling. He's a bit weird, really, isn't he? He needs to get his passing up, to be honest. Once he gets his agility up to like 10 or close to that, we'll get on his passing. That'll be the next big thing for him. Right, Hudson's out for this game, is he? Okay, so he's going to come out. We're going to throw in Sam Helen. That's nice and easy. That change there. That'll be a team. Alberto Polo has been in the first team actually recently, but he's actually had an injury, so he's just dropped up. He was in the first team. I have given some chances to Aaron Oxby. In fact, let's go through some player development reviews quickly before we start the matches even here. Aled Harrison signed a new contract with us, got rid of his release clause, and he's signed down for another 4 years. So that should stop him leaving us potentially in the next year or 2 because the release clause is gone, which is good. Development's not great from him because he got injured for quite a long time, but he'll get there, he'll be fine. Giannis is still looking very, very good, still improving in most areas, getting his dribbling up by the looks of it. He's going to be a very, very good inverted wing back or a good CDM, whatever you'd like him to be. Really good player. He's developed into the player I was hoping he might become. Lee Burley looking very good. Look at those +1s. That's the last 12 months, by the way. Look at the +1s all over the shop. Looking very, very good. Going to probably be our first choice left back going forwards. He's taken over from Terry Taylor, which is good because I was worrying how we'd end up getting a left back, especially after Brennan Turan leaving us in was a couple of seasons ago, being unhappy with the loan thing that we had that issue with. So glad somebody stepped up to the plate for left back. Ian Lockwood's got over his early injuries and he's starting to develop pretty good. Probably not quite first team level, but we need to play somebody wide and he's just going to get minutes early on and hopefully develops into the player that we need him to be. Like, he's close. If he got pretty quick, he's already got flair off the ball, a bit of work rate. He's already got technique, gets his dribbling up a little bit. He's really close to being a very good player. So hopefully we can get to that next little line there. Alberto Polo improving slightly. I think he's going to fall just short of the potential he had because of his long-term injury. I think, was it broke his leg? I always forget this. What was it again? So it was... We had that 2-month injury. I thought it was longer than that. Luke Norville, the goalkeeper, still improving, still looking very, very good, which is good to see. And then lastly, we're going to look at Stephen Hudson, who has been in the first team, has been improving quite a lot the last 12 months. And there you are, looking excellent. Very good at jumping reach now, which is interesting. Not been working on that, just natural, I guess. Helder's really not improving at all, which I'm really gutted about. I don't know what's happening to him. He really should be better than this, should be improving. He's getting game time, doing off the 21s, and just isn't really doing the business. Okay, something to watch out for is Dylan Wilson, who's wanted by Blackburn. You can see there, if he got his agility slightly up, he's already got dribbling, he's got passing, he's got vision, he's got teamwork, he's got leadership, he's got a lot of things going for him. A left-footed number 10 could be a really good player, especially in this system, playing on like the left-hand side of the sort of playmaker. And yeah, so going back to that tactic there. So the idea here is, so the idea is this, right? Whenever I play the wingers in the sort of higher strata, let's call it, when the ball goes wide out the back line, we're really struggling getting the ball from them to the wide players, and then for the wide players sort of through ball it into the strikers. This way, as wide playmakers on dribble less, we try and work the ball into the playmakers wide, and they've got runners left, right, and centre ahead of them. I tried a 4-1-4-1, like a more defensive 4-3-3. Didn't quite work, so I've ended up with this. I'm really just seeing if this works. It's worked the last couple of games, as in we've won. Well, I've won and drew. I'll be creating loads of chances. Not really. So, still a work in progress, of course. And the last player we're going to look at is Aaron Oxby. I did play him in the first team for quite a few matches, which he didn't do too well in, actually, but he was playing way above, obviously, the level he's supposed to be playing at right now. Still only on a youth contract, hasn't scored yet, but once he gets training full-time, at the back end of this season, I'm going to throw him into the first team, and he's just going to stay there for the rest of his career, hopefully. So when he gets to that sort of March time, he's going to get thrown into the first team when he's back on when he's training full-time and that kind of stuff. Until they can play for under 18s, banging loads of goals for them, help them out, and yeah, just slowly develop, and we'll throw him back into the first team later on. And that is pretty much it. So let's get into the games. You're joining me back at a really annoying time, really. I mean, you're going to just see us hopefully play better. I've been very disappointed with this team. I feel like that no matter what I do, trying to create a tactic with this team, we're just struggling to create anything of quality. The strikerless thing isn't something I want to do. I want to play a striker, really. And whenever I do that, we just seem to not create any chances. I'm a lot worse defensively. At least with this way, what we can do is, in that sort of triple strikerless role, is I can put a winger in this if I need to, I can put a striker in this if I want to, and I can also put a second midfielder in, which we've got a lot of those. And also in these sort of roles here, those are proper midfield roles. They are not winger roles, these ones here. That is basically a Grealish, that is a Mahrez, that's like a number 10 kind of position. And we've got those kind of players where they're just getting on the ball and they're sort of releasing it, not trying to dribble on it too much. And these roles here in the wide zones, they are not winger roles. They are definitely attacking midfield players where, dribble less. They're looking to get on the ball and release it ahead of them to the ongoing runners at Shadow Striker. That's the plan. So we don't really want wingers there. That's effectively, we have got any one of these roles a central fielder could play, except for maybe the central Shadow Striker. You could put a number 10 player in here, in here, in here, in here. You could even put a central field player at both wing back roles, right? We've got a lot of central field players. I've got a tactic that covers all those positions right now, at the very least. Anyway, that is going to be our team. Let's get to the first game against Leicester and see how we get on. Assistant manager says pressure's all on them. Okay. Yeah, I'm still on the sideline view because I'm looking at this from a tactical perspective, and they go into the box. Now, do Leicester hit the bar and it goes over? Hopefully you're okay with this as a camera view for the next couple of episodes while I'm figuring out the tactics. I will go back to the TV view once I'm settled on something. I'm just not settled on it right now. Leicester going behind here. They're going to get through. Are they going to score? They shoot poor efforts. Okay, now let's just watch this in full highlights here. Let's watch. Harrison has it. The front five are quite split from the rest of the team, which is okay in the instance. I mean, why have you got to do that, Harrison? Just roll the ball out. Okay, Leicester are playing out from the back. They can play through the middle. Cameron went off them here. Good. Mitchell King. Sam Heller. Into Joe Powell. Takes touch place into Tom Keenan. Tom Keenan goes through. Goes to the left-hand side. Plays it back across. Scores. Surely George scores. Shoot. Oh, it is at the post. Okay. I thought it wasn't a highlight. That highlight continued and Leicester just scored. Yeah, so let me play this for you again. The highlight there was of us shooting. I stopped talking over it because I thought that our highlight was us hitting the post. And then the highlight actually continued on. And Leicester ended up scoring a goal. They played it in behind Mitchell King. Played it across goal and they scored. Yes, apologies for that. I completely missed it, to be honest. Leicester free kick, which is towards the box, headed away, out to Barnes. Yeah, I just think that with the strikerless, you just invite too much pressure. And we don't really have the players to deal with it, I don't think, on a consistent base. Put it this way, I don't think we're ever going to overachieve with it. It's going to take us far too long to get out of this. So like, I'm not even doing it to like really just survive out of possession. It's more trying to create the best tactic to create chances and goals on a regular basis, which we can't seem to do. Brendan Hughes gets it here, plays back to Joe Powell's going to go through. Is he going to shoot? He does, and he makes it 1-1 on a second phase set piece. So there we are. For a bit of context, Leicester are completely top of the league right now. So we're playing the best team in the league. I forgot to mention that. Okay, George just plays it into Lockwood. Lockwood gets to the right-hand side. Plays it back to Brendan Hughes. Back to George as he goes through. Is he going to shoot? He does on his left foot. Set piece for Leicester towards the far post. Headed back towards goal. It's headed away. They're going to get a shot from distance, and he just scrapes the top of the net there. I mean, a draw is a good result here, really. Like, if we can draw and not just get absolutely battered the entire match, that would be a nice positive for us. John King plays terrible so many matches. I can't wait to get him out of the team, but I've got to wait till our youngster is basically full-time training. Let's put Joe Powell on the right, King on the left. So they're both on the opposite side. So they cut inside. All they've got to do is play it in behind instantly. As this free kick comes in from Leicester, is it going to be a chance for them? Headed towards the goalkeeper, saves it. Oh, it's put in. It's going to stand as well. It's 2-1. Finishes 2-1 to Leicester. So it's really hard, that kind of game, right? Because we could have had a pretty decent tactic, been in pretty good form, and still got beaten quite badly by Leicester because they've got so much of a better side than us. So we're not going to make any changes based off that. We're going to play Sheffield United in 3 days' time and see how it plays against them, who are 4th, and then Fulham are 11th. So maybe play the whole episode with the same tactic and see how it looks after the 3. Should give us a pretty good idea after that. So I'll see you in a few days then for the Sheffield United game. Okay, we go then. Sheffield United next up. Let's see how we get on against them. Assistant manager says got nothing to lose. Okay, so I'm playing Terry Taylor on the left and Tom Keane on the right this time, as we have a suspension in this occasion. Lockwood playing in the front 3, as it were. Joe Powell, the free kick towards far post, headed towards goal by Carl Andrews, just over the bar. We've done all right in this game so far. We had more XG than them, a tiny bit more possession as well. I think it was definitely more XG, a couple more shots. So we'll see if we can develop. So okay, it goes to Mitchell King here. So he's got the inverted wing back who's starting to narrow off a little bit now. Now he's starting to get a bit wider again. But this is completely open now. And then hopefully if Keenan can go a bit wider. Right. Then now you've got an option. Should go into Keenan. Then Keenan in behind. That's what we want to see. It nearly worked. It nearly worked. It's gone into John King. Now John King goes through. Is he going to play it across goal? Hopefully he does. Headed towards goal and it's in. And it's Sam Heller making it 1-0. Sam Heller is the CDM support though. What's he doing here? Let's watch this again. Sam Heller is... Where is Sam Heller? Right. I suppose... I don't mind Sam Heller doing that sometimes if the 2 inverted wing backs are actually genuinely playing in those sort of pivot areas. But we'll take it. 1-0. Sheffield United with the highlights starting off here. They play it across to their left back. They try and play it in behind here. They're going to get to it first. They might do here. Yeah, they're going to build their attack. Sheffield United. Are we going to be good enough to be set for this? I was about to say this seems pretty well covered, but maybe this wasn't. Jolson's going to get it in. They've got some good players. Bruter's offside. No danger. That's offside referee. A pretty well controlled performance so far. 6 shots to 1. And 0.5 XG to the basically 0 to them, 0.05. Pretty good so far from the boys. Not much possession from us now. They've got 60-40 in their favour, which isn't great. Lockwood's going to come off and Victor's going to go on. That might be the only change that'll make the entire match because I think the better players on the pitch right now. And I don't want to change too many of these. But he plays behind John King. John King goes through, and he's going to miss the 1-1 he always does. Oh, he scored! He scored! So John King, off camera, has had so many of these chances playing in a strikerless system, and he misses all of them. And my thought's always been, if we could get a good striker, maybe the strikerless thing would work, because they get these chances that we get quite often off camera, and actually score them. But he just misses so many of these. But he scored this one, then it's 2-0. Okay, let highlight for Sheffield United, making one more change. John King's going to kill off. We're going to put William up front for a bit of freshness to help us press, and for the counter-attacks. Sheffield United build their attack. Now they're going behind. They catch us in behind yet again. They go through and score, and it's 2-1. Giannis throws it into Mitchell King. Plays it back to Giannis. He's going to whip in across. Mitchell King could do now, actually. Plays across to Burley. That's got to be a foul, referee. How is it not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? And Sheffield United go long from their goal kick, as it were, here. Mitchell King's going to get to this, and now they've got the ball and a bit of time and space. It's going to be a Sheffield United highlight. Is it going to be a goal is the question. There's still probably going to be their highlight. Gianni, oh my goodness. 2-2. Free kick for Sheffield United. Head towards goal. Hits the bar. It's going to be cleared away. Going to take off Terry Taylor and put on Ian Day for the last 5 minutes or so here. Finishes 2-2, which is actually a really good result. And the fact that we really did restrict them to quite a few chances. I mean, as in only a few, not quite a few. But yeah, we did pretty good job there. The only thing I would say is I'm noticing we're getting played in behind quite a lot. I don't want to change these really to cover duties. But if you change anything like an isolated change like that, it can have so many different effects in different areas of the tactic, right? It's going to take more than just a quick fix. But yeah, we scored 2 goals, created enough chances. Don't forget, we're still pretty much out of form. Morale's pretty low. So we did a pretty good job there. Being pretty out of form, low on morale, going away to Sheffield United, who are the better sides in the league. That's not too bad. But we'll see how things develop in the next few matches anyway. I'll see you in 4 days then for the game against Fulham. Okay, we go then. Last game against Fulham at home. So if things are trending in the right direction, we should be able to win this game because we've done pretty well in the last game. In fact, what am I doing here? I think John King has to play again after that last game, surely. So we saw Terry Taylor comes up probably is actually the way we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that as a team. Okay, let's go with that as a team and see how we get on the last game against Fulham. Come on, boys. Here we go. In a good result and a good performance, along with it being a win. Winning the game and just winning it and playing pretty poorly, not creating any chances, giving up a couple of big highlights, that wouldn't be great for us. We need to go out there, win this game, control it. Highlight here. Andrew clears it into Lockwood. Or is it a pass or clearance? I'm not quite sure, actually. I didn't see the commentary. Hughes does it. Hopefully releases this to somebody else. Giannis into Sam Heller, into John King. Plays him back to Joe Powell, who's definitely onside. Is he going to stay onside and play this across to somebody? He is now. Yes, that plays across. Kinnan, what a finish this is. I need to see this again. What type of finish was this? I'm also a bit disappointed we have to rely on Joe Powell on the left-hand side, but we do at the moment. This is a great little ball from John King out to Joe Powell. Goes through. Is this like a Burkamp kind of finish? What is this from Tom Kiernan? Plays it across. Oh, my goodness me. And it's 1-0. Kyle Andrew plays the ball into Sam Heller. Sam Heller takes a touch, plays it into Brendan Hughes, who's onside. Gives it away now. Can we make sure that we retreat in these scenarios and then apply good pressure to win the ball back? So not just surrender and let them play through us would be ideal. And that's exactly what's going to happen, isn't it? They're going to regain the ball here. They're going to play it straight through a second time. Can we win it now? Surely. Oh, lads, you had that. There were 2 of you there as well. Any pressure now? Good. Kyle Andrew. Tom Kiernan plays it in behind to Joe Powell. Sort of what we've been looking for the entire time. Joe Powell goes through and he scores. And it's 2-0 to Burton Albion. That's the ball. Tom Kiernan through balling it into like the De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva kind of run. Mainly De Bruyne. That's what I've sort of been trying to figure out is how to get my attacking field players in areas where they can be destructive just like that. That's the sort of ball we're sort of looking for there. He goes through and a great finish. One of the few attacking field players we can guarantee to score in those scenarios. And that is 2-0. It's a 0.71 XG for them, not even for us. So they're creating their chances in this game. We've scored the 2 chances. The thing is, if we played this game 5 times, how many times would we win it? That's my sort of question, because we're not really dominating it as well as I'd hope. We have scored 2 goals, though. It's baby steps, I suppose, right? If we can win these games at the very least, that would be a first step. But yeah, I'm always concerned about the strikers not really dominating the way that it could. As they go through, they're going to get a shot away. They do, and that could easily have been a goal. Highlight right before half time now. Giannis into Mitchell King. Takes some touches. He'll play it across to somebody else, I would hope. He shoots. The keeper saves it. And the highlight is over. Going to take off John King, put Joe Powell down the middle, and put Alberto Polo on the left-hand side of the sort of 3 number 10s. That is where he's been playing pretty much from the start. But he got injured recently. That's why he's been missing for a couple of games. Powell, the free kick, plays it up, and it's going to be headed away. Tom Kiernan sort of gets to it now. Brendan Hughes, maybe. Going to bring it down and play from here. Giannis plays the ball into the right-hand side. Got a couple of players there. Actually gives it away. Could easily have played it, but he decided not to. Decided to just stay on it and lose it. Oh dear, Aled Harrison turns and plays a horrendous ball, and it's shot first time. It's hit the post. Keeper saves it. Okay, Burley throws it into Joe Powell. Joe Powell plays it back into Burley. We're going to try and build an attack here. Sam Heller now loses the ball. Fulham are going to counter us. Are they going to get a goal is the question. Burley wins. Oh, maybe we're going to counter them now. Polo. Oh, come on, lads. Some really poor stuff in the field players. And he's onside. Is he going to score? The answer is yes, and it's 2-1. Last highlight before the added time is appearing. Sam Heller plays it into Polo, who's onside. He's a bit slow, though. He's not going to run away from the player. He's going to cut this back to somebody surely here. Don't lose it. Oh, he's lost it. I don't believe what I'm seeing. They're going to counter us now. Oh, we're not even getting back properly. No. He's offside. He was offside. Thank God for that. And then it finishes 2-1 to Burton Albion. I would say a progressively better episode in terms of performances and results. Wasn't great. Got a little bit fortunate against Fulham, I think, really. Like, if we look at the match stats here. Yeah, we're the home side. We had 5 less shots than them. Same shots on target. Basically half the XG. 2 corners to their 4. And less possession as well. Yeah. It's tough right now, to be honest. I'm going to stick with it for a bit longer, just to see how this develops now over, like, a longer period. If you take, like, I don't know exactly when I switched to this exact, like, form of it. But let's just say it was from then. That doesn't look too bad. That would indicate we're going to have a massive upturn in results over the longer period. So let's just see how it goes. And let's help develop, see if it stays true to itself. And hopefully we get a good intake going into next year as well to help us out yet again with the addition of a couple of players going through. So that is going to conclude the actual episode. As it's going to be the same as last year, unless we've got a wonder run and get ourselves near the playoff run, it's probably going to be an end of season review, go through the players' progression, look at the intake, go through all that kind of stuff. It's going to probably be a similar one to last year. So it's basically 2 or 3 episodes of the season rather than 4 or 5. And I think in this kind of sale, I think it makes sense. But do let me know in the comments if you think that's too much of a gap. I think it makes more sense to do it that way and to go through players after they've had, because then you're seeing them after they've had 6 months of development instead of 3. And you're not missing anything really. Like, you're missing some of the football maybe that you get to see on camera, but in terms of results, and I'm tweaking the tactic anyway, you're not missing too much. Nothing's really happening. It's one of those seasons where you don't go down, don't go up, but just sort of left there. And it's getting to the stage where I sort of hope that we could do better than this, but when you go through those losing streaks and you think you might get sacked and the whole series could be coming to an end in the worst case scenario, having these moments is a relief. And having the series being put in danger, I don't want to put the series in danger. That's the worst thing, of course. So I'm going to try my best to make sure we get out of this. But yeah, trying to play a system with no wingers is becoming very difficult to accommodate all the attacking field players in. So I keep going back to maybe like a Ancelotti 06-07 kind of tactic, which would still rely on us having a striker that could do something, which is going to be difficult because we've only really got, I think, potentially one, and that's going to be our new player here in Iran. So yeah, we'll see though. Okay, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series, and I'll see you all, of course, next time.